Hey YouTube, AdoptedMike here. In this video I'm going to unbox and we'll take a quick look at this HighPoint host bus adapter here. So this is the Rocket 620 dual port SATA 6 gigabit a second model. It's using a PCI Express. It's a buy one, the 2.0 version of buy one. So it's saying here that the PCI Express buy one 1.0 is 250. The 2.0 doubles the bandwidth to 500 megabits a second. So each one of these ports are SATA 6, but you're still limited to 500 megabits per second. So if you tried to access two drives at the same time, you can only get to 500, even if you had, theoretically two SATA 6 SSDs on here. One other thing that I want to mention too, this is not a RAID adapter whatsoever. You can't get a RAID 0 or a RAID 1 through the card. You can through software, but through the card, this is just adding two more SATA ports to your system. So this is great if you don't have SATA 6 gigabit a second on your motherboard and you want to take advantage of a newer SSD. So that's basically what this is for. Yep. So any kind of raiding and anything would definitely be a software type RAID. This would just add two more ports. So anyway, we'll take a look at the box here. Tells you what's inside. It'll give you some support information. We have on the back here again that diagram we saw earlier. And there we go, 500 megabits a second, and you can get up to 600 megabits a second per port. So, but you still are limited to 500. So we've got some boot support too, which is awesome. I didn't know we had boot support in this. And there's some more information up top there. Anyway, let's get inside and we'll take a look. Alright, so we have a piece of cardboard here. They've included two SATA cables, that is actually a nice inclusion there. They're just the cheap ones. They don't have locking ends, but that's okay. The fact that they're in here kind of surprised me. We have a low profile adapter, so that's great for low profile cases. And then we have a driver disc. Always, check online, make sure there's not a newer one for this, but you could use this in a pinch. And then we have a manual as well too, telling about the install, and I'm going to assume there's some configuration help in here as well. Now, let's get to the card. Just very little PCB here, so this will give you an idea. There's the model name, Rocket RAID 62X or 62XM. And some of the models actually had two eSATA ports as well too, which you can see here, port 3 and port 4, which would actually come out the back and be eSATA. But this one here is just the internal SATA connections. So there you are, PCI Express connector down there. Got your two ports there. Not really a lot going on. I'm sure that one jumper is probably a hard drive activity light, which I'm gonna guess it must be a hard drive activity light for your case in the front. And there we are. So anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up my little unboxing and quick look at the HighPoint Rocket RAID 620 dual port SATA PCI Express 2.0 host adapter. And as always, thank you for watching.